Makai Beats. Kai Beats. Mackay Beats. Mackay Beats.
When they get in here, we'll call their names. We're ready to start now. So again, Judge, you'll have 5 exhibitors. All right, when I call your name, raise your hand. Nick Burke. Nick Burke. Nahala Jones. Tristan Roach. Uriah Rourke. And Kylie Sands. All right, again, these are lambs weighing 85 to 105. Judge, this is your class. welcome you to our Market Lamb Show. And what the judge is doing right now is he's taking his first class and placing them for ribbons for red, white, and blue. And then he will bring them back in according to ribbon collar and place them to get our Grand and Reserve Champion lambs tonight. And again, he placed them reds, whites, and blues. So as soon as you get your ribbon, if you want to exit, please give a round of applause. And now we'll be entering our class 2. And we should have 5 participants. And these lambs are weighing from 110 to 115. Please raise your hand. Weston Jones, Avery Pinson, Adeline Stewart, Lindsay Ward, and Caitlin Weaver. All right, Judge, this is your class. Introduce our judge. He is Jim Stickley, and he is from St. Paris, Ohio. He is a recent graduate of Lincoln Land College and Ohio State University, where he was a member of both livestock judging teams. He is currently the flock manager at Blind Family Farms and co-runs Garrett Stickley Livestock, helping families across the country with 4-H projects. If you were here at the goat show, he was here as well judging that, and he is still here judging the lamb. So let's give him a round of applause. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause. All right, as soon as you receive your ribbons, if you all want to exit over here at the gate, and we'll bring in our class 3. We should have 5 exhibitors, and these lambs are weighing from 120 to 130. When I call your name, please raise your hand. Malia Bechtel, Emma Deal, Keegan Fielder, Levi Meadows, and Kay Stewart. Judge, this is your class. give these exhibitors a round of applause. All right, as soon as you get your ribbons, if you'll exit over here at the gate. And we will be bringing in our fourth and final class. Since this is our last class, after this one we will be bringing in all the whites. So if you were in a previous class and received a white ribbon, you probably need to come over here to the gate and be ready to come back in for placing. In class 4 we have 6 exhibitors, and these lambs are weighing from 135 to 140. All right, when I call your name, raise your hand. Kylie Arrington, Riley Gay, Madeline Kiefer, Zoe Mays, Peyton Statz, and Kaylin Wood. Judge, this is your class. give these exhibitors a round of applause. All right, when you receive your ribbons, you may exit the gate. And at this time, we're asking all the white ribbon lambs to please come in the gate for placing. So we should have 3 lambs: Nick Burke, Kylie Sams, and Levi Meadows. While they're coming in the show ring, we do want to thank a few sponsors. We'd like to thank the Remedy Medical Aesthetic and Wellness for sponsoring the Grand Champion Lamb Banner. Give them a round of applause. And they also sponsored the Reserve Champion Lamb Banner.
Well, good afternoon, and thanks for having me back tonight to judge your sheep show. Definitely had quite a bit of fun this morning working through the goats. I think that top 5 was pretty special. But we'll start here with our white ribbon sheep out here, and we'll talk them right to left. And that's how I'm going to like them. Starting with the young man to my right here. Why that one's out here in the white ribbon is just way too deep in terms of that one's chest. That one ties his neck way too out the front side of that one's shoulder, and then at the same time that one struggles awfully much in motion. He wins this class because of just that one is the heaviest muscle one in here. Has the most top shape, is the stoutest and widest one at the ground. Has some lower turn to his lower hip and stifle. Just from a build perspective, that one needs to sort down pretty quick. I think that one's pushing a little too much of the D gene, and where you fit on that is up to, and that's totally fine. Just amount of muscle, yes, but at the same time, I think we sacrifice just a little bit more build. The one here in second and third, I think they're similar in terms of what they bring to the table from a market standpoint. I think they're ultra lean. I think we can all tell that from the side, which I can appreciate about them. At the same time, those things need more 30, 60, 90 days on feed to be able to get to their end weight, especially the one right in the middle. For me, what separates them is the one, the young lady here in the middle. That one's just more comfortable in terms of that one's movement and joint work and bone work at the ground. That one gets out and travels just a bit better, and probably better than our class winner here, but still, that one's too closed up. In terms of that one's chest forward, in terms of that one's full rib there at the surface. Nothing to take away from the young man here in the end. That one has some hard muscle shape on the top side. That one's skeleton. And honestly, guys, I'm not quite sure if he just hurt himself up front or just he's that straight knee and bad build up there. But still, just be worrisome of that. Just wash that sheep in the pen and make sure that he's getting the right supplements to fix that because that one has some top side muscle shape, just too straight in terms of that one, and he struggles quite a bit trying to get around the ring here. Let's put our hands together for that class. Congratulations to them.
All right, again, let's give these exhibitors a round of applause. All right, next we will bring in the reds, and we should have 10 exhibitors. Mahala Jones, Tristan Roach, Weston Jones, Avery Pinson, Adeline Stewart, Emma Deal, Kay Stewart, Riley Gay, Madeline Kiefer, and Kaylin Wood. Thank a few more sponsors. City Ice and Fuel sponsors our Born and Raised for $500, so let's give them a round of applause. And we will also have a Rookie of the Year, which means this is their first time showing this species, and that is sponsored by the Roadrunners 4-H Club, so let's give them a round of applause.
ribbons here, and I think the one that starts needs to do so pretty quickly, just based off just stoutness at the ground and width and mass, and then that one from the side still props up awfully nice. Not the coolest chest that went out here by any means, or the best balance went out here by any means from the side, but when she gets into that sheep and gets him running uphill, I think he gives off a pretty good look from the side. I think why he's out here for me, just not as coordinated motion, just a bit plainer in terms of his look from the side, and that one's at the top side. That one's hip is just too pinched and narrow there, but still, I think in the red ribbon group here, that one needs to win. For me, the ewe-lamb here in second gives off a pretty cool look from the side in terms of that one's just top line and lines from the side and angles from the side. Probably prefer that one's hind leg, just a shot more at the stick and in motion. For me, that one just gets a bit too off balance from the side. I think we can all see that. In terms of where that one's flank sits relative to that one's chest for, just go on the opposite way. Get your hands on that one, and that one's a bit more nondescript in terms of that one's muscle shape, a bit more staler, but still, I think there's enough there to go ahead and win, or run that one up in the class because of that one's build and skeletal quality and motion. 3, 4, and 5 here is where I spent a little bit more time. For me, I think the 3 sheep moves the best in motion. We compare them to 4 and 5. With that being said, that one's a bit calm and a bit more plainer in terms of that one's shape and that one's look from the side. I think that one's ultra long bodied, ultra long neck, and I can appreciate those things about him. Just like to stouten that one up in terms of that one's feature at the surface, that one's head, and just give that one a shot more, just hard muscle shape on the top side of that one's skeleton. Still, I think that one balances okay from the side. What separates these 3, 4, and 5 is just structural quality, just movement and comfort in motion. That's why you'll be in 3. The one here in 4, the weather here, love the front 2/3 of that one, I should say. I think from that one's hip forward, I think that one balances awfully nice. Again, not one that's super tucked up in terms of that one's blade and breastplate, but I think that one's lower body symmetry and how she ties and how that one ties everything up there through his front 1/3 is pretty special. It's just in motion. That one is so straight, and the use of that one's hind leg and his hop. Just wish we could loosen them up there. I think that one could sort up a spot or 2 even, but still, that one in motion needs to be loosened up from behind. The one here in 5 is probably just a shot more, has a shot more just muscle and touch than 3 and 4 here, but still, that one in motion falls out of balance. That one's shoulders too coarse, that one's chest drops out of the chest, of the front of that one, and that one's hind leg is just a bit all over the place for me. A bit deviates in terms of that one's top line and transitions on the back side, that one's shoulder over his hip and loin. Get your hands on that one though. That one's super crisp in terms of that one's edges and just shape. Just wish that one transitioned well. Just smooth them up in some areas. I think that one moves up. Congratulations to those 5. I think the one in 6 and 7 and 8 and even on down to 10, you can switch some placings for me depending on where you place their priorities. The one here in 6 kind of looks like a long, gangly, awkward one out here. I still think that one's muscle indicators in terms of that one's forearm. That one's forward in shape on the top side of that one's skeleton needs to sort up with the ones behind him. Then again, that one's pushing some extra weight. That one's going to rail just a bit better than the ones right behind him. But once again, just a bit, just not as heavy muscled over his lower hip and stifle. I think that one gets a bit too coordinated out of his rear too as well. When we compare those top 6, the one here in 7 with the ewe-lamb here, a bit off balance from the side. I'll be the first to admit that. But I think you study that one just heart and forward and center body. I think there's a lot you can like about that one. Just rolls off his hip just a too much there to shut down on me. Anyway, the ewe-lamb there in 8, the weather there in 8 with the boy in the FFA shirt. That one's got some hard shape on the top side. When when he touched that one. I probably prefer that one's hind leg, comparatively speaking, the one right ahead of him and behind him. At the same time, that one's way too closed up in terms of that one's chest floor, too narrow at the backside of that one's shoulder in terms of that one's muscle pattern. And then the one here at 9, that one's wedge shape. Wedge shape speaking from the top side of that one's shoulder as he progresses and gets wider out through his loin and lower hip and stifle would probably prefer. At the same time, that one ties his neck way too low at the front side of that one's skeleton. That one needs a shot more lower hip and twist, this sort of thing higher. They'll round out the class here with 10 and one that probably has more muscle than probably the 3 right ahead of him. At the same time, that one's too modern, that one's too quick. That one's often is built a little bit. So have to appreciate the muscle that one brings to the table though. Let's congratulate our red ribbon winners. Congratulations to them.
Also within this group, we have our Rookie of the Year, and that goes to Riley Gay. So let's give her a round of applause. And that is sponsored again by the Roadrunners 4-H Club. All right, if the Reds want to go ahead and exit except for Riley in case you want to, we'll do pictures after we announce the grand and reserve. You can come back in here, Riley. Next, we will be bringing in the Blue Ribbon Lambs, and he will place them for Grand and Reserve Champion. And again, both banners, Grand and Reserve Champion, is sponsored by Remedy Medical, Aesthetic, and Wellness. So let's give them a round of applause. Our blue ribbon exhibitors is Uriah Rourke, Lindsay Ward, Caitlin Weaver, Keegan Fielder, Zoe Mays, Peyton Statz, and Kylie Arrington. And out of these exhibitors out here, 5 are born and raised. athlete Malia Bechtel for Born and Raised.
We bring our blue ribbons out here, excuse me, and I think the quality goes up. It gets a bit deeper. I think there's two out here that kind of suit me, and for different reasons. We can get those. We can get to those in a second. I'll start here, then work our way up. The young man's Ulam from first class here is extremely proportional. That one touches awfully good, but probably at the same time that one's way too moderate, way too quick, way too bunched up, and what that one brings to the table. We still have to appreciate that one's just roundness in terms of that one's rib and extra muscle for that one's stature. Just like to stretch that one out just about everywhere, especially in her cannon bone there and out there in front 1/3. The other Ulam there and right above them probably is just a notch better in terms of that one's balance and that one's length and skeletal quality, if you will. At the same time, that one probably doesn't touch just as hard or as fresh as the one right behind him or ahead of him. At the same time, I prefer that one just a bit more out of that one's front 1/3. The Ulam there ahead of that one, is more my speed in terms of that one's where that one's chest force sits from the side, and that one's ultra level and just collected in terms of that one's top line. On the move, though, I like to fix that one's hind leg, kind of wants to bow out just ever so slightly. I still have to appreciate that one's proportionality from the side as well. Super balanced, super complete, just not a lot of wow factor there for me. The weather here, that moves up a spot. You step in behind that one, step in front of that one's super cracked open to the base of that one's chest floor. That one's certainly the widest when we compare the three behind him. At the same time, though, get your hands on that one. That one's too stale in terms of that one's touch, pushing some extra condition there. Just like to put his chest floor back up in him ever so slightly. Gave him a shot more just touch and tone. I think he works up in this class. A super heavy muscled one there in 4. You get your hands on that one. That one's busted open, cracked open to the base of that one's chest floor. When that one first hits the ring, it looks like a show bear out here through the base of that one's chest. At the same time, though, watch that one move, and that one's too uncoordinated, the use of his hind leg, too tight and too uncomfortable in terms of that one's spine. You still have to appreciate just the added muscle and stoutness that one brings to the table. A better built one is right ahead of him in 3, and those are my priorities today. I don't think the one in 3 is just as stout or as wide as the one behind him. At the same time, that one gets out and travels just a bit better, a bit more fluid in terms of that one's movement. Just like to see that one cracked open at the back side of that one's shoulder. Give him a shot more just shape on the top side of that one's skeleton. I think that one moves up. Then we have our 2 over here from the side, the white one and the black one. And we can all see it, 2 different kinds from the side. I think there's one that suits me better in terms of that one's front 1/3. At the same time, though, that one narrows up too much from the side. Then another one that just does a ton of good for me, and is still really cool to look at from the side. I think the young lady brought just a nuclear bomb here to a knife fight for me. I'll put the mic down here in a second. For those of you earlier in the goat deal, this might get a little repetitive, but just want to touch on a couple of things before we leave. Been on this side of the mic, sorting these animals, been on that side in the ring, showing them, been behind us here with all the ladies behind us and the camera crew putting on a show, and that's by far the hardest job. A thankless job that doesn't get recognized enough. So let's put our hands together for them. Put your hands together for your fair board, everyone. That helps put this deal on. Because it's pretty cool. Have an awesome facility for as far as county fairs go. You should be proud. Be proud of the kids you have out here. Be proud of the quality livestock you bring to the table. And then another thing, kids, thank your parents. Thank your grandparents. Thank all those behind these things, the fitters, the feeders, the breeders, because we all live for this. And it's not cheap anymore. $5 diesel and $4.50 gas is not fun. So just thank them for all the time and the effort they put in these things. And if you're doing it by yourself, pat yourself on the back, because that's awfully cool. And last but not least, thank the good Lord above, because I'm blessed to come out here and do this. Blessed to get down here safely this morning. Let's put our hands together one more time for these kids, for these children, for the people behind me. Congratulations.
And our reserve champion is Peyton Stats. Kylie Arrington will also receive the Jack Sturgeon Memorial Scholarship given by family. All right, again, we'd like to thank our judge for coming here today, and thank you all for coming to the Lamb Show. Congratulations, thanks.